Let us move on to the carbon having two chiral centers. So here the carbon is having two chiral centers. So we have two chiral carbon. So number 1 and number 2. So we have to label these two. So first we will see this one, this carbon atom. So this carbon atom is attached to bromine. So now bromine is number 1, OH number 2, and here it is a bigger group. So that is 3 and this is 4. So rotation is 1, 2, 2 to 3. So it is anti-clockwise direction, supposed to be as fourth priority is in horizontal, hence it is R. So similarly, if you see this asymmetric center, so number 1 should be given for number 1 should be given for the bigger group because it is attached to bromine atom. Although it is attached to 2 oxygen atom, the number 1 should be given for this bigger one. So and then number 2 for CHO and number 3 for the CH3, 4 for hydrogen. So rotation is from 1 to 2 to 3. So it is clockwise and fourth priority is in horizontal line, hence it is S. According to IUPAC nomenclature, number 1 priority will be given for this name. While naming, we have to give the priority for this 1, 2, 3 and 4th carbon. So the rest are attached like a substituent. So this is second carbon. So hence it is 2s 3r isomer. So if you take the other one, that is mirror image of this one, so that is going to be 2r and 3s. And if you check this one, the third carbon is similar to the first case and this is similar to this case. So this is RR, the other one is SS. Just work out and check it out. So next we will move on to the compounds with two chiral center but they have similar attachments. Similar attachment in the sense, if you take this chiral atom, this is attached to one hydrogen, OH and CH3. Here also it is attached to hydrogen, OH, CH3. So if similar types of groups or atoms are attached to the chiral centers, then what will happen? That's what we are going to see. So number 1 for OH, number 2 for the bigger group and number 3 for CH3, number 4 for hydrogen. So rotation from 1 to 2 to 3. So it is supposed to be R, but fourth priority is in horizontal line, hence we have to give the reverse, that is this is S configuration. Here coming to this chiral center, so this is 1 and this is 2, the bigger side, this is third one, this is fourth one. So rotation from 1 to 2 to 3, so it is clockwise, supposed to be R, H, that is fourth priority is in horizontal line, so it is S. So this is S means the mirror image is going to be RR. So here it is similar to this case. So here it is going to be S and this is R. So similarly this is S, this is R. If you calculate the optical activity, this is optically active and this is optically active, and these two isomers are optically inactive. That's what it is observed experimentally. Why so? Actually this rotates the plane polarized light to the right and this tries to oppose it. So it is something like internal compensation occurs. So these two are said to be mesoform. So this is observed when you have two chiral center and both the chiral centers are attached to similar groups. So then the mesoform is not optically active due to internal compensation. And one more thing you have to note down, here you also find axis of symmetry. So you can find a mirror plane. If you consider a plane of symmetry is also there. So if you consider a plane in between, that plane reflects the other side. This type of plane of symmetry is observed in the case of molecules, then it is definitely not going to be optically active. So that is also called as mesoform. This is about the compounds with two chiral centers. Although it has two chiral centers, but still it is optically inactive. So this is observed when these two chiral centers are attached to similar atoms. That time we have to be very careful in identifying the molecule, whether if it comes one is R and other one is S. In that case it is going to be mostly mesoisomer. So that is optically inactive. So we have to be very careful. This type of questions will be asked in JAM and in other competitive examination. That time we have to answer it very carefully. By knowing the number of chiral center, you can calculate the number of isomers possible. So that I will discuss in some other video. We will end up now. We will meet again in some other video. Thank you all for watching. Happy learning.